Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the live show with Musart. Today I have a very special guest who has flown all the way from the States for me. Her name is Stephanie Giltzerman. She is the CEO of Breaking the Norm and has been born with a neurological disorder, which she's going to explain more to us now. Hi Stephanie.
Hi, Musart. Nice to be here.
Thank you so much for taking out the trouble to come all the way.
Absolutely, pleasure.
I really, really appreciate it. And you know, I've been so interested in your Breaking the Norm. Tell me more about that.
Yes, so breaking the norm is something that I felt fit very much to myself when I got into self-development, especially because I always had to live breaking the norms to survive. And there are a lot of reasons for that, but I thought that fit to me. But not only fitting to myself, but actually it fits to anyone because a lot of people just get put into categories and are, you know, told they have to act in a certain way depending on whatever they're going through or how they live or if they're going through depressions or if they have serious illnesses or disabilities, maybe look different. And what I want to prevent are people being put in these categories, that they understand themselves as well, that they don't have to be the norm.
Yeah, which the society has been made.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that we were all born to stand out, so that it's perfectly okay to look different or feel different.
Oh, that's lovely. So how is that going for you? Is it lots of people are being interested into it? Because I think we, studying from a psychology background, I think that, you know, if you look into like various studies and what people have, it's like nobody's really normal, is it? If you look
Exactly. What is normal?
So what is normal?
Yeah,
it doesn't have
exactly.
a definition, really.
No, not at all.
It's just a very, I'd say, a morbid word in the dictionary that just makes people think, okay, I'm not normal. Whereas no, if you have a certain illness or whatever, that's you. So you are normal. You're fine.
Exactly.
Yeah. So tell me a bit about, you know, so how has this been taken on with speakers? Because you had your first event in London, or the
yes,
opening.
I did.
That was taken really well.
Yes, that was absolutely, that was beautiful.
Yeah.
And it just showed me that I'm on the right direction.
Yeah, because I saw the board of speakers you had. You had a variety of speakers there.
Yes.
From different backgrounds, Muslim, you know, some people who have had accidents from their plane accidents and stuff like that. It was amazing.
Exactly. Yes.
To bring this platform to people who can come and open up and, you know, speak about their stories and share with the world how they're living on a day-to-day basis.
Exactly. Yes,
yeah,
that's important. Yeah. Yes.
So tell me a bit about your neurological disorder that you've been born with. It's HNPP, I think, isn't it?
Well, yes, it's a seldom disease. There are only a few cases known in certain areas. So it's the thing is that there's no cure for it. One doesn't really know what it's going to do to you at the end effect. And the thing is, they don't want to invest money. So research doesn't want to invest money because there are only a few cases they know. So the only thing that they do think is that the cases they know, that they all have some kind of Middle Eastern background. Right. Yeah, and my grandmother was from Beirut, so it could have been in her family, but we don't know anyone in the family that has it or has symptoms or anything like that. But of course it can, you know, wait and stay still for several generations and then it can come on again. So basically to make it maybe easy to understand is that it's a genetic defect, and we do have something in our body that produces like something, you know, that helps our sorry, I have to.
That's fine. No, it's fine. Helps your what? Sorry.
That helps the signals go through our nervous system and the muscles, etc. And it's like a lubricant that our body produces, so that these signals can go through. Now the thing is, my defect is that it will suddenly stop.
Oh.
Yeah, producing it, and that's when things cut off in my body. It doesn't always function, or just a little bit or not. So, and yes, well, basically, I can't say much more. Just it of course, it's destroying. There are always things that don't recover. When I've had it's a bit similar to multiple sclerosis.
But why? So if they haven't really diagnosed it, so how come they've given it a name? HNPP.
This is just a part of it that they can diagnose. So what that means is that HMPP means that it's like with MS, it's your inner nervous system that's the central nervous system is affected, and with me it's the pressure. So if I sit too long in a position, or if I lie too long, or if I hold a bag, then I won't feel my hands for several days if I carry a heavy shopping bag. So it will actually...
Do they freeze?
No, it just actually cuts off the nervous systems.
So you can't feel it?
No, I don't.
So basically it's like you can't send signals to your body in a way,
No, exactly, yeah.
Oh, wow. But
then...
How old were you when you had this? Like when you were first diagnosed?
I only got that 7 years ago, sadly enough.
Really?
But I was in the wheelchair for 3.5 years, first time when I was 23.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they didn't know what it was at that time?
No, they did not know what it was. And so basically what happened was that because they didn't know what it was, I was mentally ill.
Oh,
Yes.
That's what they thought?
Yes. Yeah. So, that was very difficult to accept because I always found, how can they say that?
Yes.
A 23-year-old girl who, you don't want to be paralyzed,
yes,
right?
Of course.
And although I do know now, or today, that there are cases where people actually, or their mind paralyzes them. Yeah.
Because obviously the thoughts, if you have those inborn thoughts, somebody keeps telling you you're aggressive, or somebody keeps telling you you're mentally ill, or you're depressed, and those it's like an external affirmation really, and you start to believe these thoughts. Okay, if so and so is saying this to me, that's what I am. So that's probably what happened, isn't it? Did you start to believe you had a mental illness, or?
Well, yeah, that was a problem that I really fought against it a lot, but I knew I was alone. I was totally alone in the world because I was angry. I was upset that the doctors would give me such a diagnosis because I knew myself it wasn't
normal. Yeah, your body's not being normal.
Yeah, and and I was angry also at my family. They were ashamed. They, more or less excluded me. So what I was.
So what? How did they exclude you? Sorry.
Well, they didn't participate or try. I don't know. I just think.
You say they didn't care as much, or they.
Yeah, because they couldn't understand it. They couldn't understand it, and yeah, it was just. I was mentally ill. That's all. So and in our family, yeah, you didn't speak much about feelings or these kind of things. So.
I think that's what happened in lots of olden days families. I think it's very conservative.
Right.
Feelings are, I can understand that because I come from a very big family myself. So feelings are actually quite conservative. It's like feelings, just get on with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think the older generation never could understand that, and it's not their fault because they have been brought up with a belief that they have to just provide for the family, and that's their main goal. Okay, as my children are fed, clothed, that's enough.
Yeah.
Nothing else is more important. So it's not their fault. That's just been embedded into them. So like you said, they would disregarded your feelings or illness. Or...
Well, I was just, I was more or less living in and out of clinics all the time. Yeah, that was the easiest thing to do.
Did you get any counselling, or did the doctors not offer you got a mental illness?
Well, see, in clinics, when you go to clinics for several months or so on, you can get counselling, but the problem was that I always knew what they wanted to hear. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I could always manipulate them.
Did you do that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
How did you manipulate them?
Well, just by asking questions back.
Oh, okay.
That I knew, oh yeah, they're going to have to analyze it now. You know, it's like, and then they would get all caught up in their mind to start analyzing my answer or my behavior. And that way they left me alone. I was just, it's hard to explain, but if you start seeing, you live so long in clinics, you know exactly what they want to hear.
Yeah.
And so on. So it was very easy for me to manipulate them because I wasn't going to go down that road with them because I was protecting myself.
So did they not give you any antidepressants or stuff like that? Would they?
Yes, that they did, of course, yeah.
Did that not help? Or
I don't know.
did you take them?
Well, I wasn't depressed.
So you didn't take the tablets, obviously, saying, I don't need these.
To be honest, I really can't remember. Really can't remember.
So it was up until age of 23, this was all going on, or after?
No, this was after 23, after being in the paralyzed first time. So then I was actually in clinic. So, you know, they try different clinics, or because of the health insurance, I could stay 3 months there, and then I could go into rehabilitation, a physical rehabilitation clinic over there. But then it would be better if I go into the mental clinic, and so I was just being shoved off all over. Yeah, and at during this time, I mean, today I can say it was a blessing, because what I am today is what I went through. But I also have to say that I would never want anyone to go through what I had to. Never, ever.
I'm surprised how you stayed paralyzed for 3 years. That's just scary.
Yeah, of course it's scary, but that was the thing, that I was alone. So what was it I had to do? I had to set my mindset to survive.
So how did you,
and to learn to walk again.
So when you were paralyzed, could you speak, but you just could?
Yes.
But your whole body was not moving at all.
No, especially it affects especially my legs and my arms. Yes.
So you could move your head and.
Yes, exactly.
Who looked after you and?
Oh, you just live in a clinic.
Oh.
That's all, and so, I mean, yeah, of course you have nurses around, you know, but I was always a happy person anyway, and that's why I always had good contact.
Bless you. You still are.
She told me to behave today.
I did. No, so you were in the clinic for 3 whole years.
Yes, but this was in and out until like about till I was 32.
So is that when you started to read more up on self-development and mindset and?
Yeah, I see. The thing was that what I did start doing was I did start looking into different religions.
Okay.
And this is me again. I never stick to something totally, because I was also brought up quite multicultural. So I took out things all over a bit that could help me.
Okay. So you're looking for hope, basically, isn't it? So you're looking for comfort.
Or like certain, like in it was in Buddhism, for instance, where I could come over pain, because I also had a lot of pain. So using techniques to overcome pain and things like that. Yeah, that I do. But then, of course, the thing is that you're so busy just surviving, working daily on your legs and talking to them, and your arms, and all the therapies, and mainly I think also because I was, you know, I was ashamed that I was only paralyzed.
Why?
Well, because in these different clinics, I also lived with a lot of patients that had severe brain damages or were paralyzed from neck down, for instance. And so, you know, I still looked normal. Yeah. And so to me, I was only paralyzed. Yeah. So I had a bad conscience, and that was hard to deal with
So that
as a young girl.
Does that make you feel ungrateful for the fact that, I think that's actually empowering because you're probably thinking, at least I'm not there, at least I still have my mind and my heart's beating well, and it's just my arms and legs. And I think, and having that belief is just amazing, because anyone else would just say, I hate myself, and what made you stay so happy all the time?
Well, see, the thing was, yeah, looking back, I always had good contact with patients. I was always the one and joking around and, doing little stunts in the wheelchair so they start laughing.
Aw,
or
that's
drooling, and laughing.
Aw,
Sorry, it might
that's
sound
sweet.
strange for you,
No,
but
it's sweet.
But there were no taboos. We were all the way we were. That's why we were really all breaking the norm. We were all different,
Aw, that's beautiful.
And then also that's where I started my self-development, I guess. Things that I realize today that I'm using today to help other people. So, for instance, having conversations just by looking in the eyes. Really reading body language, because I had to do that, because a lot of patients couldn't express themselves.
Of course, yeah.
So there were just little mimics, or really sitting there and really just talking with someone by looking in our eyes. Very powerful.
Wow,
Really.
They always say when you talk from the eyes, you're connecting with the soul.
Yes, exactly. And yeah,
so you were the comedian of the center.
Well, the comedian. First of all, I like doing it. I always felt people. Already as a child, I was different. So I think I just liked doing it, and maybe I also did it because I did have a bad conscience.
Did that make you feel
better? Did
it make you feel better when you used to make them smile? And
yes, of course, because we were laughing a lot, So
laughing is good energy.
Yeah, exactly. So
it's the best medicine.
Yeah, and
so is that how you healed yourself out of being able to walk again, or did you start talking to your legs and arms?
Yes.
What did you do?
Yeah, you really have to focus on them. So in the first time, they weren't sure if I would ever be able to walk again.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you next. So did they not ever diagnose you won't be walking ever again? We don't know what's wrong with you, etc.
No. So after a lot of physiotherapy, etc., and then I was basically always talking to my legs, always talking to them, focusing on them. Trying to see if there's anything that will move in a muscle, and really keeping my mind set on that, or on my hands, or to learn to hold a spoon and a fork again, etc. So when I noticed that things were coming back, then of course that's where you go. There's the point of no return. Now you're just going to go full forward, and I always still live like that today. Yeah.
So that must have been very exciting for you. So it's like
yeah.
I think any small notion going towards what you're trying to do, even a small step showing you, okay, I am doing this the right way, it excites you further. Okay, I'm going to go full board now.
Yes.
And talk to my arms and legs, or it's actually like affirmations, really, isn't it? You're affirming to your body, I'm normal, I'm fine.
Exactly.
I will walk again. And to be honest, you're not the only one. And I think there's many studies out there. Case studies, and that people were on the border of dying, that they've come back, and when the doctors, I think there's one man I don't remember his name right now. It's just really touched me, and it was in The Secret, where this man was paralyzed for good 10 years or 5 years, but the doctor said, no, you are not ever. He's never gonna. He could hear everything. He was in a coma. You're never gonna walk again, never talk again. And he literally believed in himself.
Right.
And he spoke to each of his body parts every day, healing them, self-healing. And within, I think, a good 6 months, he was walking out the hospital. So it is possible. And I think the problem is many of us, we get stuck into a notion of feeling sorry for ourselves. And I think that's, you probably go against that completely, don't you? Like,
no, I don't. Yeah. I really don't.
No, but in a negative way. Like, saying, no, I can never be better. In that sort of way, like feeling, this is never going to work. What would you suggest to people?
I'm not against it. What I usually tell people is that it's totally okay to feel sorry for yourself. I think it's also very important.
Okay.
I mean, I also have my days where everything's just too much, or I had my days where I felt sorry for myself because I just couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah.
But
You just don't stay there.
sorry?
You just don't stay there.
No, because the
Yeah.
thing is that I actually allow, how should I say, I'd get like angry then. First I'd be really frustrated, and then, you know, and then I'd get angry, and I'd always turn the frustration, anger into positive power.
Yeah. Oh, how do you do that? That's quite amazing.
See, that's the thing I can't always explain, because I just grew up doing these things,
Okay.
you know? So it was
us.
really get so angry that you get to the point where you say, whatever it is, whoever it is, whatever reason I'm feeling this way, I'm not going to let it pull me down.
That is like,
And that gives so much energy that you just get, no, this is not happening.
wow.
And then just full forward again in power.
It's like
Yeah.
a boomerang effect. So it's
Yeah,
like bounce
but you
back.
have to be able to do that. See, the thing is, it's dangerous if you stay too long in that mode
what I
of
was saying,
thinking.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what I'm saying, you know, probably
So-
feeling sorry for yourself the whole time, that's just, you know, you could be using that energy in a positive way. You could try. The worst
Yeah.
thing is it won't work.
Yeah, but
You know.
I mean, it also is difficult if you're alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like the example you said, with this man after 10 years. But I mean, he probably was surrounded by doctors or family that allowed him to take this time to go through this. And I think a lot of people could heal themselves or get out of certain situations if they would just have some help around them, or just, you know, good words and warm words from people near them or from doctors. Yeah, and because it's, sadly enough, I always have the feeling one speaks so much about negativity and people feeling bad, and a lot of depressions or burnouts, as one calls them today, and this and that. And I don't know. I often wonder if a lot of people think they should feel bad. Because, excuse me, when I think about it, that our brain, I mean, there are 86,400 seconds a day, and our brain only needs 10 seconds to experience something bad. It could be you're on your way to work or something, and you experience a bad situation or something that's really agonizing, or someone says something mean to you, or, you know, pushes you and it really upsets you. Only these 10 seconds, and it can make your mind believe that the day is gonna be bad. Yeah, and so what I try and say is, think about 10 seconds of happiness. It could be, you know, if 10 seconds can ruin your day, really, literally will make your mind think it's a bad day, and we will stay in this modus.
You're going to get into a domino effect for the whole day.
Yes, exactly. So what if you then could say, okay, 10 seconds a day of something nice happening, and then it can be a good day. So it's your choice, actually. It's your choice. If you realize this is what our mind does with us, so it's your choice. But then they say, yeah, but I mean, a lot of people just run through, like now going to work. And I say, yeah, well, take it in your own hands. Yeah. Then just smile at someone. Smile at someone that's running through.
Yeah.
And what if this person looks up, you're smiling, and he smiles back, and you made his day? Those are 10 seconds of happiness.
Yeah. Saying
So,
that, you know, there's so much you can, you know, what I normally do is, if I'm feeling bad, is or if I'm having a bad day, I just think, okay, this is my own internal belief. Okay, if I think, has a new word, let's check it in the dictionary.
Check it out.
Yeah.
On Goggle.
Yeah. No, what I'm saying is, I personally believe, say, you know, things don't always go your way. Okay, it's fine, and the best way to accept it is say, okay, if I spend more than if this thing is gonna matter in 5 years' time, you know, I question myself, is this thing gonna matter for me in the next 5 years' time? And if it doesn't, then obviously no, it doesn't. So and then you think, I shouldn't be spending more than 5 minutes dwelling on it. It's a waste of time. And as soon as you do that, it's such a good switch. It's like, okay, I'm going to pick myself up and just leave it there, because 5 minutes, do whatever you want, be frustrated, be angry for 5 full minutes, and then just let it go.
Right.
Then you don't stay, and that energy doesn't follow you anymore, because you've just let it go and say, I'm not going to let this affect me, because it doesn't matter.
Right.
It's cool.
Right. Yeah.
I'll overcome it.
Right.
So, like you said, it's important to have, it's so easily to turn your day around. It's all down to you. And and another thing I say is, a bad day doesn't last more than 24 hours. Okay, you've had one bad day. Wake up again, you get another day.
Exactly.
And just seize the day, basically. Yes. So what else would you suggest, like when it comes to the self-development side of things? Because you've, I'll say mashallah, if you know what that means. That means bless you, God bless you.
Oh,
it's
thank
an
you.
Arabic word. So you came from talking yourself out of, healing yourself, and then what happened after that? Because having a job must have been difficult, and going out there and,
Yeah, I always tried, I used to be a flight controller, so, and it was a very stressy job, so you couldn't be on any medication or anything. It's very, I was the one controlling the airplane you might have sat in, so,
wow.
So these things. So I was really proud of that. I went back to study. I fought to get in there. I did not have the qualifications that others had, but I went in there and took the tests and made it.
Wow.
So I was really proud of that. But then again, I wanted to go to work one day and fell down the stairs.
Right.
Yeah. And this was because, this signal didn't go through, so my legs didn't move. So then again, I had to restart. Yeah. So
you lost the job, obviously.
Yes, I had to give that up, sadly enough.
How long were you working there for?
That was after it was like 2.5 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you went for 2.5 years without any neurological...
One major, any major, yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
So what do you think brought that on? Do you think that stress brought it on, or would you say...
Well, I think stress and things always have an effect on anything you have. It's hard to say. Like I say, no one really knows.
So what did you do after that? How did you start to...
Well, I was in clinics again and this and that, and then...
Finding a living must have been difficult then for yourself, to keep something stable.
Yeah, I always lost apartments, this and that, of course, yeah.
Didn't that get you down ever?
Got into debts, yeah, of course, yeah.
So how did you get yourself from out of that? Because I think debt is one of the scariest things, isn't it?
What, the money issue?
Yes. Would you say being in debt, not having a living?
Still paying off.
Yeah, but I'm sure that now you're in a much more position of finding a solution rather than sitting back and complaining about it. But what would you say? What was it that inspired you to think, I am not going to let this drain me. I am not going to let this walk over me, because look at you now. You're a successful woman in my eyes. You're doing lots of network marketing as well to get by, because obviously you cannot have a normal day-to-day job.
Yeah, that's changed the financial situation.
Yeah, so what helped, what inspired, who got you into that, and who introduced you?
Because, the thing was that there's no cure, there's no medication for this. So the only thing, I got the diagnosis 7 years ago from the doctors. They could prove it's a genetic defect.
Okay.
So I was called in to the doctors. They had a lawyer in the room. So they said, it was our mistake. We could have found this out earlier, but and
could you not sue them for this?
Yeah, well, they already had the lawyer in the room. What he then said was, well, if you want to try and sue us, it's going to be difficult for you.
Oh.
And the lawyer was already in the room. So all they said was, look, we still don't know what it's going to do to you. It's eventually going to affect your organs, etc. That's what we think. And things are just going to shut down more and more. And I noticed this. I mean, I already knew that. I feel these things. So,
Yes.
yeah. And so, I don't know. You know, you take so many blows, and the thing is, and that's also something I want to prevent with breaking the norm, is that you are often just too weak to fight.
Yeah.
Yeah? You're too weak to fight the system. You're too weak to get your rights, or if you need help. I mean, this is also a problem. That's why people get into debts, or they don't open up their mail anymore. They don't even leave the house sometimes because they get too scared. They start, you know, they can't handle it, and they get into more and more problems that way. So
I think it's the letters as well, isn't it? The way they write them. You have 14 days to pay so and so, and in a threatening manner, and it's like, yeah, but what did you do for me as a company? You know, it's like,
yeah. And
like you said, you feel like, okay, where's my stance in this? So you, they had a lawyer in the room and they told you, and then you decided.
So yes, I just decided to leave it. What was I going to do? I often have thought about it, but
I think you still should.
It's too late, you know, I guess. But I don't know. See, that's it. I've gone through this. So if I can help others go through it more successfully, I mean, just in the terms of having help, then I'm happy. So to me, it's like I had to go through all these things to be able to help others. Because I do think I was meant to help others. Otherwise, I really can't explain why I should have gone through all these things.
No, it makes sense, of course.
And I've done dumb decisions, and you know, there were things I couldn't handle as well, and I just, you know, dumb decisions. You start believing you are mentally ill, you know, and you know.
You think something is wrong with me when there isn't.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
of course.
So also you then you had children as well. So you've got 2 kids.
Yes, I have 2 children.
Oh.
Yeah. So Jenny, she's 18, and Joey's 16.
Right. So that's amazing because, you know, I'm just quite, you know, inspired by the fact that from being wheelchair ridden and stuff like that, people are going to think that's it. You're not going to walk again and all this, but you know, you lived a normal life as much as you could try it, and you could. The normal word again. But you know, you lived what society says is norm, and now you're up to a stage where you realize, you know, I could still earn a living. You went into network marketing. You know, what got you into that? Like,
yeah. So yeah, we were at the nutrition area, right? Remember? So I tried out all sorts of things to help me because there's no medication. So you know, gradually I noticed what I have to take more of this, eat more of this to keep the strength up, to keep my muscles up, to, you know, because a lot of food is like, I mean, it's often better than medication. I mean, to help muscles and nervous systems as well. So yeah, so that's when I decided, you know, what if I could help people eating properly and helping them, inspire them to find out their own ways as well. And that was why I went into network marketing with a health product, and also because I was feeling very stable. So I thought, okay, Stephanie, this is your chance. Now go for it. And like I said before, I'm always straightforward. If I do something, I just go for it. And
can't wait, just
exactly. So that's what I did. And because I wanted to change the situation for my children, because I was just thinking, well, you know, if I don't know how long I have left, which we all don't know, I know this. I'm just saying that people that do have something in them that might cause an earlier death, not now walking across the street being hit by a car. So I was getting scared because I want to leave something behind for my children so they're safe. Yeah, so they can live a good life. Or if they are, so they have everything they need. Just put it that way. So And so that's when I went out and started doing that. And I was so happy when I saw results in people and how their life suddenly changed and they were feeling better. So then I decided, okay, this is great. This is great. And then, like I said, I just went for it, and yes, it changed our life financially but most important, emotionally. Yes. Yeah. And then I suddenly had the feeling again, okay, I can do this. It was more or less not just Stephanie surviving or just being there for the children, which I loved doing. I mean, I couldn't go out and play soccer with them or stuff like that, but I could give them the love at home, and also I was always there. And the funny thing is, they say today that, you know, they really cherish that. Yeah, what I could give them. You know, because I always had bad conscience in my life, you know, or if I was in the wheelchair again.
You seem like someone who's always trying to look after other people around you, and, you know, and always trying to be the responsible one, in my opinion, I would say.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
That's what's my observance saying. So my next question would be, is you mentioned something actually before the interview that you actually go to a stage where you will shut off for 24 hours. Is that like, or 22 hours, or it's like your body goes into a complete shutdown? Yes.
No, I see. The thing is, what I have to do is, you know, I can sit here and we're talking and this and that, and I walk in here.
Yeah. Normal.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I have to live very strictly.
Okay.
Yeah. So and take care of myself. So I have to plan everything. So I know after I've met you, I probably have to go back to the hotel, lie down a bit, and then, you know, get ready for the next appointment, and so and so. And I can't do too many appointments. So it's all really planning everything. Now, yeah, you know, I'm not perfect. So, and I just love what I'm doing, right? So often I forget and I do too much. Or I just pull it through, but then I know after I've pulled it through, I'm probably going to be bedridden again. But that just means my body's telling me, hey, I didn't like what you did to me.
Slow down.
Yeah, and so yes. But what will happen is, if I'm not careful, that my body will shut down. So I've had situations in trains or cabs where I suddenly just fall asleep. You know, and I can't stay awake. Yeah, so I always have to notice these trigger points. You know, where I go too far.
So would you know, like, when it's reaching to the end point, so you make sure you're in a safe place before that happens. So you have to be very, very observant of your body.
Absolutely, absolutely.
What would you say triggers it off? Is it really still hard to say, or?
It's just I think it's the probably moving a lot. The muscles are exhausted, the nervous system is exhausted.
So obviously exercise out of the question.
Oh yeah, no, that doesn't, yeah.
Have you tried, or?
Oh yeah, I mean, I've gone through a lot, especially in these, you know, all the physiotherapy, for instance, I've done, but it gets harder. It gets harder and harder. What I should probably try is yoga or Pilates, soft kind of Pilates, or, you know, because I'm also getting older. I mean, I just turned 50, so you know.
50 at all.
Ah, shucks.
No, you don't. Honestly, you've got such an elegant face. But my other question would be, is how come you are so brimming with love the whole time? You've got this special aura around you that it's just so much energy, and it's like you would never say you've got, you know, this muscle problems that you have, or this neurological problem that you have. You're always brimming with love. The first time I met you, I was like, wow, this woman has just so much love to give, and, you know, it's overwhelming.
Well, that was a mutual feeling. Yeah. Yes. That was honestly fun that day, too.
Yeah, we had a great day. No, what I'm just saying is, when I went home and I just kept thinking, wow, Stephanie is full of love. It's just, where did you get this energy from?
I mean, I admit I have my days, but I don't know. That's what my kids ask me too.
Really?
But, you know, I think it's very important that you do plan your day a bit. take the time for yourself. So, for instance, I usually always get up at 5 latest in the morning and take time for myself, because I always have to, it starts when I get up. And this is a bit different than for other people, maybe, but you know, I have to get up, I have to think, are my legs working? Is this working? How does this feel today? Then I can get up and then I'll take time for myself.
Do you not talk to your body and say...
Yeah, I have to see what the body's doing, and then I have to adjust
order it back and say, you're walking today, matey.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or you're not, well, I'll make you. No. Yeah. But these are things, you know, so I don't know. I do so many silly things. I mean, if people would see what I do or act with my kids, I swear they'd take them away from me. No, really? No,
what do you do?
no. I mean, it's not that bad. No, but I pull pranks on them.
Really?
I'll put a plastic spider on the toilet rim.
Oh, no.
So when first thing they get up, they open the toilet lid, you know, stuff
laugh.
like that. Yeah, you know. I just do stupid stuff, or in the morning early, I'm already dancing around.
Does it make you laugh? Is that what it is? You're a practical joker.
Yeah, maybe I have ADHS. I don't know.
But you just like, there's just so much energy in you, Stephanie. Honestly, it's like, you know, I'm still wondering what it is.
Well, I'm not on medication or any drugs.
Sure?
No, seriously not. I'm not. No, seriously. I just see, the thing is, I think probably what has happened and the cause for this is, no, I think when you're in a situation where other people can tell you this, that have been in accidents, have gone through traumatic experiences, or for instance, after an operation on my hip once, they gave me the wrong medication, so I had inner bleedings, and I was in that tunnel, and I know that tunnel exists, right? But I came back.
Wow.
And I think all these things you go through, and a lot of people say this when they've had these experiences, they just tackle life differently.
Do you say you have a guardian angel that's always looking over you or something, or a separate energy? I think
I don't know what it is, because, I mean, to be honest, someone dumped a lot of stuff on me to take care of, you know, so you do ask yourself, why
me?
Yeah, sometimes. You know, so much. But I guess others couldn't handle as much. I thought, you know, say that. But so I think it's really also catching up, because if you do have months or weeks or years where you can't move properly, do this properly, maybe I'm still catching up on years. I don't know. Maybe that's the energy. But I just love life, really, and you know, I just want to be able to do as much as I can before I can't. Yeah, and I just prefer to laugh than to cry. But at the same time, I don't say it's bad to cry at all. But
because I can see you're not just a practical joke. But no, this is for me, because I can read people's personality. So I just feel that, you know, although you're brimming with love and stuff like that, and you may seem that you like to joke around a lot, but beneath all that, you're a very caring and considerate person. You know, I can see that.
And sensitive.
Yeah,
yes.
You're very sensitive and caring. So, you know, and it's great to have that balance that, you know, you go around, you're keeping people happy, you're making smile. And I think the main thing is love empowers everything. I think love is the cure for everything as well. I think if you go around and you hug someone, you just made their day. You know, that person could be going to commit suicide. You have no idea. You know, and especially when I hear those stories on Facebook where people are buying free coffee and stuff for homeless people, and that person,
beautiful.
this one person left a note, thank you, because of you today I did not commit suicide.
I know.
You know, it's just really touching, and it's, you know, a small kind act goes a long way. You still haven't told me the secret energy booster, but you know,
there's no substance I'm taking. Really not. No, it's loving life. It's realizing it could be worse. I know one always says this, but seriously, I always thought that way. It could be worse.
Yeah.
And you know, I think what it is, you build up your own foundation, and clearly things are often very difficult in life, or also not, or difficult later in life, depends. But you always have the chance to build up a new foundation. You can always plant the seed again and make those roots spread out. Yeah. Because we always go through new phases in life. Yeah. People often just don't want to move on. Yeah. Yeah. And therefore maybe stay miserable or don't change their situation. But you know, when you look at it, like I used to sit in cafes when I was a young girl and go up to elderly people that looked so sad to me, especially in Switzerland, because that's a different kind of culture. You know, it's not like in the States or in your country where, you know, one takes care of the elderly, when, you know, they're wise people, they've gone through a lot, they've gone through all this for us, the same with the Arabic. And I grew up seeing that too, you know. But then you come to a country and elderly people there are made to feel old, sadly enough. They almost don't dare to live anymore. I was really shocked by this. There are a lot of countries, this, you know, it's in the set, yeah. So that was really funny. So I would just, you know, sit, and then, like, if I'd sit next to someone, I'd take a coffee, you know, and they're sitting there and looking sad, and then I'll start slurping the coffee, you know. Okay. And of course they pretend like 5 minutes long they don't hear it. Yeah. But then I'm like, you know, or then the silly comment keeps slurping. And then, you know, the more and more, it's so interesting, they start looking up, and then suddenly they start smiling. Oh. And then you can start joking around with them. And I think, you know,
it's important.
Yeah, it's.
I think when you, but when you do that, is, you know, that when you make that person smile and you make the day, like you said, you're spreading that positive energy. That positive energy follows you, so it grows. That's what I believe. I think when you go around, it grows on you so much that even if negativity does come in, it will just quickly slip away, because there's so much love around you, because you've given that love out. You know, love is something that I feel is unlimited, and the more you give, the more it comes back.
Yes.
So it's like a bouncing effect.
Of course, I've gone through this, you know, when, like a lot of people do that are sick or have disabilities, or, you know, also being in the wheelchair. Sometimes I have to walk around with this little wagon, you know, push wagon and stuff. And you know how it is, or you've heard this, surely, when you go through bad times, people disappear in your life. So true. I do not have a very big, or didn't have a very big social interaction at all. I was really just surviving, being there for the kids in the apartment. So when I started doing the network marketing and self-development, I just saved up for a ticket. I got in a plane to London, and I didn't know anyone, because I said it's time not to just be mommy, it's time to be Stephanie as well. And I told the kids this, I explained it to them, and they're like, go for it, Mom, do it. And so, yeah, flying over, I just went into random meetings and just hi, you know, and that way I started building up a network. So I have like a family in London, which is beautiful, and meeting beautiful, amazing people. Well, like you too.
Oh, thank you.
No, I mean that. Yeah, no, don't do, oh no, yeah, okay, whatever. No, whatever. No, I'm serious about it. If I say something, I mean it.
Oh, bless you.
I know.
There's very few people do that.
Sorry.
Okay, coming back to breaking the norm.
Yes.
Look how lucky I was to get a bracelet from Stephanie. Right. So tell me your notion behind having these bracelets, and you want people to have these.
Yes.
Just to spread the
message. Yeah, that we are actually all breaking the norm. Yeah, it's we're all unique in our own way and breaking the norm, and that's okay, totally okay, and you're all born to stand out.
So when is going to be your next event? Are you going to do it in the UK again, or?
Yes, that will, but it will be after summer vacation. Yeah.
Oh, great.
Yes.
So before we head off, I'd like you to give some advice to the viewers so that they can start applying to their life right now and make instant changes. So if you want to look at them, tell them, please.
Tell them what?
She's not listening. Your top advice that you would give that a person can, that they can start applying to their life right now and live how they,
Yes.
break the norm, basically.
Break the norm. Listen to yourself. It's not always easy to accept yourself. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but if you just invest a few minutes in yourself every day to understand, feel yourself, and just be happy with yourself. Say, you're good as you are. Doesn't matter what you look like or what skin color you have, whatever it is, you're unique, and that's what counts. And reach out if you need help. Reach out, yeah, because you're never alone. You're really never alone.
Oh, thank you. Well, if you want to hear more about Stephanie, all you have to do is look for the hashtag Breaking the Norm and you can find her and get in touch. She's also a coach and a speaker, and you can also work with her one-to-one, because she gives obviously amazing advice as you've heard today. So until next time, thank you for watching the live show with Musart.